a 10-0 run to take this 82-46 lead in a wipeout here in Cleveland.
And if Charles does become a Rocket, he will be encouraged to take that three-point shot with all the double teaming that goes on inside against Akeem Olajuwon.
There will be much movement during the course of this week. The free agent period begins Tuesday at noon Eastern Time. Whoa. And Brazil will put it in play. You know, Matt, there's never been a scenario like this in the NBA where free agency can change the balance of power in the league. Nucci able to scramble for the ball. The one plus I see is Silvera fires one up. With all the free agents available on the open market, that it does make for some movement of players in the NBA. It's very difficult to make trades because of the salary cap restriction. Robinson able to get down court. On one hand, that's good because the teams are so stable and fans can get accustomed to rooting for their favorite players as opposed to other sports. I think at times in baseball and in the NHL, it's become a rotisserie league. I think there's too much movement. Well, we will certainly see movement next week.
It is so hard for teams to get so much under the salary cap, but we see teams like the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat. Detroit is well under. You know, there are a number of teams. Los Angeles Lakers are going to be well under the salary cap, so there will be a lot of maneuvering done with not only signing free agents, but you're going to be able to make more trades because of that fact.
Also, the NFL, when they went through the whole Plan B situation, I thought there was just too much movement going on. Robinson is fouled. Looked like Shaq enjoyed that. Nice pass right here. Reggie Miller with the lead on target.
Well, Reggie has had a number of pretty passes this afternoon. 2 in the first half to Penny Hardaway on alley-oops, 1 that they converted on. But Reggie Miller does not deserve that label as just an offensive player. No, he is not the best defensive shooting guard in the NBA, but he works at it. He knows his responsibilities as what he has to do for Larry Brown and the Indiana Pacers at the defensive end, and he will chase his man for much of the night. And you know what he's going to do at the offensive end, but Reggie Miller's also an unselfish player. He will give the ball up. Now, I've said all that because Cheryl Miller told me to.
I see. We've been trying to force the information out of Cheryl, who claims she really does not know, but did indicate at halftime that Reggie did go from being 100% certain that he'd be back with the Indiana Pacers, signing the contract, but blocked by Malone. And back comes Grant Hill. Pass off the mark, so Brazil will take it back. But now Cheryl says it's 50-50, which will make things very interesting this week for the free agents.
All day, you got to do what they say. But lunchtime is all yours.
Particularly close to Reggie. Here's Cheryl.
Well, Marv, right now I'm standing next to Charles Barkley, who's just been killing my brother the whole time. And I was telling you, Charles, the reason he's shooting so poorly, if they could find some passers on this team, he'd be in better shape.
He got the best. He the best player Brazil got out there. God, he can't throw a beach ball in the ocean.
I'm going to tell him exactly you said that.
Oh, he'll be with me.
Oh, he'll definitely
got
be
him
with
under control.
All right, Charles.
Kind words from Charles Barkley. Reggie Miller is 0 for 2 from the field.
But he's a passer today.
Yes.
He's looking for other people. He has taken the goggles off. Maybe he feels he can make a jump shot without them. He has had to wear those protective goggles because of that eye injury they had against Detroit late in the year. Finally came back in Game 5 against the Atlanta Hawks, scoring 29. Wow.
Robinson in the collision with Silvera. And Silvera ends up going down off the The light push by Robinson.
He was watching somebody else that we know that can fall back. What's his name?
Well, we can take our pick between Bill Laimbeer or Dennis Rodman.
Dennis has turned it into an art form. He learned very well from Bill Laimbeer, who did it well before Dennis Rodman did it when he came to the Detroit Pistons.
And away from the ball, the call on Hill. David Robinson continues the conversation with the official. 6 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the game, and it has been a romp. United States 85 and Brazil 50. The U.S. over the foul limit. Rogerio Klofke at the free throw line. Averaged 27 points per game for Franca in the Brazilian league. But has not had the touch here this afternoon. Hardaway putting the move on. Alley-oops Robinson. And Klofke back. That was intended for Silvera, but broken up.
Well, you can see that the Dream Team still learning one another, not really all that comfortable with the timing involved that you need to make those kind of alley-oop plays. But I think another week or so of games and practice, they'll do it.
Reggie Miller fouled on the 4-on-2 break. And Miller to the free throw line. Silvera called for the foul. United States at 56% shooting. They've hit 33 of 69. Mitch Richmond is the high point man. They've had the edge off the boards. The 38-year-old Oscar Schmidt leading the way for Brazil with 21 on 7 of 16. But the rest of the squad, 8 of 39 from the field.
Well, we saw in the first half where Oscar Schmidt made a couple of nice passes, but he's not the kind of scorer who makes his teammates better. He really doesn't run the baseline that hard and come off the screen, which would enable some of those screeners to get good looks at the basket. And when you're as good a scorer he is, you do have that responsibility to get others involved.
Hardaway able to deflect it from Ferociu. Klofke with it, played by Hill. Casiolato with the ball, making his first appearance of the day and being chased by O'Neal. Shot clock at 5. We're down to 2, down to 1, and it's a shot clock violation.
A good idea by Nascimento, knocking the ball off the leg of Shaquille O'Neal, but did not get the benefit of the whistle from Ed Hightower.
Oh, Malone off the contact. He was the man who initiated the contact. And this is Caio Casiolato. Oh, Malone able to slap it away from Jorge. And Brazil will have it with 19 on the 30-second clock. Marv Albert with Matt Dukas and Cheryl Miller from the Gund Arena in Cleveland. Nascimento firing from all angles, not able to hit, and then he's stripped by Hardaway, but recovered by Casiolato, who is fouled. Scottie Pippen had himself a good first half, 13 points in all for Scottie.
For Brazil, number 12.
A reminder, NBC Sports presenting the Isuzu Celebrity Golf Championship beginning next Saturday, 4 o'clock Eastern, right here on NBC. A chance to see some of the best athletes in the world who have been, like yourself, Matt, bitten by the golf bug, competing in this pro tournament. The field including Michael Jordan, Pete Sampras, John Elway, Dan Marino, Johnny Bench, Mike Schmidt, Jerry Rice. That'll be next Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern time, right here on NBC. That man would like to be taking part. Foul was called on Casiolato, sending Hardaway to the line.
Charles likes to play. He doesn't like to have to count all of those shots. Normally when he plays, it's a match play situation where you're playing just holes, and it doesn't matter if you triple bogey or take a 9 or 10 in a hole. But when you got to have to count every shot and putt every putt, Charles doesn't like that.
89-54. Charles would like his own particular set of rules. Klofke protecting against Hill, and then picked off by Malone. Hardaway with the lead. Throw it at both Hill and O'Neal. I'm not certain who that was intended for. Here is Hill, and fouled by Klofke.
Well, he just threw it up in the air, and any one of those blue shirts had the opportunity to go after it. Grant Hill was the one who got up there. Mentioning yesterday how Grant Hill has bulked up a little bit since the end of the Detroit season. Mitch Richmond finished for the afternoon, icing those knees, had a strong all-around game, scoring 21, doing an outstanding job defensively. Lenny Wilkens was saying that both Mitch Richmond and Scottie Pippen would have the responsibility of finding Oscar Schmidt, and when they did stay very close, it wound up Scottie Pippen had him most of the time.
Hardaway with the steal, took it away from Dos Santos. Then the look away, yes, and it counts. So Grant Hill to the line.
Oh, those quick hands of Penny Hardaway knocking that ball loose, and he has really kept his head up this afternoon, looking for open people at every opportunity. Grant Hill in the right place at the right time. I think Doug Collins and the Pistons are going to look for a little more help during this offseason as far as ball handling is concerned, because Grant Hill had to handle so much, almost as the point forward, much like Scottie Pippen plays for the Chicago Bulls, but it takes its toll on a guy like Hill.
Klofke showing the outside touch, and Malone is called for the charge, an offensive foul. 6'9", 250-pound Joarque taking that hit. Timeout taken with 3:44 remaining in the game.
For sale. Ideas.
The United States with a 92-57 lead over Brazil. Another steal, and Hardaway puts it down with the reverse.
And you can tell the Dream Team not really worried about the score or the time. They're going to keep playing the defense, working on their full court trap.
Karl Malone got a piece of it, and then a foul from behind. Charge to O'Neal. This has not been a competition here this afternoon. It has been a performance which has led to extensive garbage time here in the second half. But Lenny Wilkens certainly pleased off what he saw yesterday, particularly in the first half against the U.S. select team, a group of college all-stars who led by as many as 17 at the half and hung in and lost by only 6 points.
And some people and some teams may look at this as maybe trying to run up the score by pressing full court in this situation, but this is an opportunity for the Dream Team to get used to playing with one another and do some of the things that they're going to have to do against the better teams like Croatia, Lithuania, and Yugoslavia.
The Brazilian team looking for a foul. Miller hits the three and is getting the treatment from the bench. They are all over Reggie Miller, who hits his first three-pointer, but Hardaway came up with a steal, and Brazil thought should have been a foul on Hardaway. Casiolano not able to hit. O'Neal with the rebound. Look out. The save by Hardaway, and here's Hill. Yes, and it counts.
Penny Hardaway making one of those plays that he seems to do about 3 or 4 times in every NBA game that he plays. That was a poor outlet pass by Shaquille O'Neal on its way out of bounds, but Penny able to jump up and save it before he and the ball would go out of bounds. Knew he had a blue shirt in the middle of the floor, just flipped it there so Grant Hill could finish off that play.
100-59. Casiolato will head to the line. Grant Hill 4 of 5 now for 10 points, along with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Biggest lead of the day for the United States. Barkley and Pippen all over Reggie Miller after he hit that three-pointer.
Well, it had to be the goggles. As soon as he took the goggles off, much more comfortable shooting the jump shot. But I'm sure Reggie Miller would invite not only Charles and Scottie, but anybody else that would like to challenge him in a game of 21 or horse.
Hardaway. And Hardaway on the recovery. And a very active Penny Hardaway. He now has 10 points. 102-61. As we come up on 2 minutes remaining of the game. Oh, the block on the pass by Hardaway. And O'Neal trying to hit the cutting hill.
Well, there's 2 of those Hardaway plays. Actually, we saw another one in the first half when he finished off the alley-oop dunk from Reggie Miller. Shaquille O'Neal loves to handle the ball in the middle of the floor. Actually, a bounce pass probably would have gotten the job done.
And this is now taking on the look of what we saw the original Dream Team pull off in 1992 in Barcelona. Klofke with the bucket, and he will go to the line. Well, as part of Visa's continuing effort to support amateur athletics, they are proud to donate $10,000 to the U.S. Olympic team in the name of Mitch Richmond, our Visa player of the game. And in Detroit yesterday, Visa's donation was made in the name of Scottie Pippen, who had an outstanding all-around ball game. Here's Klofke with Hardaway back. 102-66 the score. Klofke now has 12 points. Karl Malone adding 2 more. He now has 9. We are down to 1 minute remaining of the game. And this is game 2 of the 5-game exhibition tour for the U.S. Olympic team. It has not been pretty for Brazil in the second half.
Well, we saw that kind of defensive effort that the USA did against Oscar Schmidt early in the game. Even though Oscar was able to score early, still got his 21 points. All in all, the Dream Teamers frustrated him time and time again. He felt he was manhandled and pushed all around. By the way, Oscar's wife and children down in Orlando, no doubt taking in some of this game.
Off the 2-on-1, the quick save by O'Neal. The pass from his teammate Hardaway bit off the mark, but Shaquille handled it well. 106-66 the score with a half minute to go. O'Neal called for the goaltender, and I don't think he'll mind, as Karl Casiolato will get credit for the field goal.
I think if Shaq could have gotten his hand on that, he would have put it in the upper deck. He really wanted to swat that thing.
Down to 15 seconds. Here's Miller. Oh, class. Reggie Miller for 3. His second three-pointer. He has 10 points. Final seconds. The U.S. with a 109-68 victory. Down to 1 6/10 seconds to go. The by-play continues. Reggie's been the target. He fires one from the backcourt. That will conclude matters. An appreciative crowd here at the Gund Arena. Standing ovation for the Dream Team as they have defeated Brazil 109-68. The high point man, Mitch Richmond, with 21, will be back in Cleveland in a moment.